Welcome to Within She Rises, your new favorite channel for powerful stories of transformation, awakening, resilience, and the hidden mysteries of the human soul. Tonight's story begins with a question almost every person has asked at least once. What if I had chosen differently? What if I had taken that opportunity? What if I had stayed? What if I had left? What if another version of my life was waiting somewhere beyond the horizon? Most people never find an answer, but one woman did, and the answer changed everything. This is the Library of Unlived Lives. In a quiet city where rain often lingered longer than expected, there lived a woman named Evelyn Hart. She was successful, respected, independent. Everything appeared exactly as it should. Yet every night, before sleep arrived, the same thought returned. What if? What if she had accepted the scholarship abroad? What if she had started her own company? What if she had married the man she once loved? What if she had taken the road she was too afraid to follow? The questions followed her everywhere like ghosts, invisible, persistent, relentless. One evening, after another exhausting day, Evelyn fell asleep in her chair beside the window. The rain continued falling outside softly, endlessly. Then she heard something unusual, a distant turning of pages, slow, rhythmic, ancient. At first she thought she was dreaming, then she realized she was. The room around her faded, the city disappeared, the rain dissolved into silver mist, and when the fog finally cleared, she stood before the largest building she had ever seen, a library. Endless. Impossible, beautiful. Its towers disappeared into the stars. Its windows glowed with golden light. Its doors stood open, waiting. Above the entrance, silver letters shimmered softly. The Library of Unlived Lives. Evelyn stared upward, unable to move, unable to look away, because somehow, she already knew what waited inside. Every possibility, every choice, every road not taken, every version of herself she could have become. The thought sent a chill through her soul. Then, she saw her standing beneath the doorway. A woman dressed in flowing silver-white silk. The fabric moved like moonlight across water. Her dark hair danced gently in a wind that did not exist. And her eyes held entire galaxies. The Lady of Dreams. Evelyn felt immediate recognition. The same recognition felt by countless dreamers before her. Not familiarity, remembrance, as though her soul had known this woman long before her mind ever could. The Lady of Dreams smiled softly and spoke. You have been searching for answers. Evelyn nodded slowly. All my life, the Lady of Dreams looked toward the endless shelves beyond the entrance, then back toward her. Be careful what answers you ask for. The words echoed strangely, as though spoken by 1,000 voices at once. Evelyn frowned. What does that mean? The woman smiled, a smile carrying equal parts kindness and sorrow. Then she stepped aside, revealing the endless library behind her, and whispered, Come. Evelyn followed the Lady of Dreams through the entrance. Immediately, the scale of the library became impossible to comprehend. Bookshelves stretched endlessly in every direction. Thousands, millions, perhaps more. Golden staircases spiraled upward into the stars. Floating lanterns drifted silently through the air, and everywhere she looked, there were books. Books bound in silver, books bound in gold, books glowing softly beneath celestial light. Each one carrying a single name, a human name. Evelyn stopped beside a nearby shelf. Carefully, she pulled a book free. The cover shimmered softly, then her breath caught. Because written across the front was her name, Evelyn Hart. She turned toward the Lady of Dreams. What is this? The woman ran her fingers gently across another book. A life. Evelyn stared. A life. The Lady of Dreams nodded. A version of your life. Silence filled the library. Then she added, one of many. A chill moved through Evelyn's chest. Because suddenly, she understood. These were not ordinary books. These were the lives she never lived. Hands trembling, Evelyn opened the book. Light poured from its pages, brilliant, warm, alive. Then suddenly, the library vanished. She stood somewhere else. A university campus. Autumn leaves drifted across stone pathways. Students laughed nearby. The air smelled of possibility. And there, walking confidently across the courtyard, was another Evelyn. Younger, brighter, fearless. The Evelyn who had accepted the scholarship abroad, the life she never chose. Evelyn watched in awe. This version of herself traveled the world, studied at prestigious institutions, spoke different languages, built an extraordinary career. Everything appeared perfect. Everything she had imagined, everything she believed would have made her happy. For a moment, regret tightened around her heart. If only I had said yes. If only I had been brave enough. If only. Then the Lady of Dreams appeared beside her, silent, watching, as though she already knew what came next. Years passed within moments, and slowly, the cracks began to appear. The successful Evelyn returned home one night, alone. The apartment was beautiful. The city was magnificent. The achievements were real. Yet something inside her seemed empty. The laughter faded. The celebrations ended. The awards gathered dust, and every evening, she stood beside her window asking the same question. What if? What if I had stayed home? What if I had chosen a different life? What if happiness existed somewhere else? Evelyn felt her heart stop, because she recognized that look. It was her own. The alternate world dissolved. The university disappeared. The city faded into silver mist, and suddenly, Evelyn found herself back inside the library. The book closed gently. Silence surrounded her. She stared at the cover, unable to speak. The Lady of Dreams finally broke the silence. You expected perfection. Evelyn nodded slowly. The woman smiled sadly. There are no perfect lives. The floating lanterns drifted overhead. The endless shelves stretched toward eternity. And somewhere deep inside the library, another book began glowing, waiting. The glowing book floated gently from the shelf, as though an invisible hand had chosen it. It drifted through the air, crossed the endless aisle, and settled quietly before Evelyn. The cover shimmered with silver light. Again her name appeared, Evelyn Hart, but beneath it, another name had been added, a name she had not spoken in years. Daniel Mercer. Her breath caught instantly. The library seemed to grow silent, because Daniel was not simply someone she once loved. He was the person she believed she was supposed to spend her life with, the one who got away. Hands trembling, Evelyn opened the book. Light exploded from its pages. Warm, golden, beautiful. The library disappeared, and suddenly, she stood beneath a summer sky. Birds sang from distant trees. A gentle breeze carried the scent of wildflowers. And there, sitting beneath an old oak tree, were two people, Daniel and Evelyn, together, happy. The sight nearly broke her heart, because this was the life she had imagined 1,000 times. The dream she never stopped mourning. Years unfolded before her eyes. Marriage, laughter, family dinners, shared dreams, late-night conversations beneath starlit skies. Children running through fields, growing old together. Every moment appeared beautiful. Every moment appeared right. And as she watched, a single tear rolled down her cheek, because for the first time, she truly believed she had found it, the perfect life. The one she should have chosen, the one she lost. Then, something changed. The colors softened. The years continued moving forward. And Daniel grew older. His hair turned gray. His steps became slower. The laughter became quieter. The seasons passed, again and again and again. Until one winter morning, Evelyn watched him close his eyes for the final time. The world became silent. Snow drifted softly beyond the window, and the woman who had once believed she had found the perfect life sat alone, holding a hand that could no longer hold hers. Evelyn felt tears fill her eyes, because she finally understood something she had never considered. The perfect life did not exist, not because happiness was impossible, because every life carried both blessings and heartbreak. Every path contained joy, every path contained loss, every choice gained something, and surrendered something else. The dream she spent years mourning had its own pain, its own grief, its own impossible questions, and suddenly, the regret she carried for so long began to loosen its grip. The alternate world faded, the meadow disappeared, the family vanished, the winter dissolved into silver mist, and once more, Evelyn stood inside the library of Unlived Lives. The book closed gently. The Lady of Dreams stood beside her. Neither spoke. For a long moment, words were unnecessary. Then the woman asked softly, "Do you still believe another life would have saved you?" Evelyn looked toward the endless shelves. Thousands of books, thousands of possibilities, thousands of destinies. And for the first time, she wasn't sure. The library remained silent, endless, ancient, as though it had been waiting for this moment all along. Evelyn looked toward the shelves. Millions of books surrounded her. Millions of lives. Millions of possibilities. And yet, a strange realization had begun taking shape inside her. No matter which book she opened, someone was still asking, what if? The successful woman wondered about love. The woman in love wondered about opportunity. The dreamer wondered about certainty. The fortunate wondered about meaning. The lonely wondered about belonging. Every version of life carried its own unanswered questions, its own invisible ache, its own longing. The Lady of Dreams watched her carefully. Then she asked, "What is it you truly want?" Evelyn opened her mouth, then stopped. Because for years, she had believed the answer was simple. A different life, a better decision, another opportunity. But now, standing inside the library of Unlived Lives, those answers felt incomplete. She lowered her eyes and whispered, "I want peace." The words echoed softly through the endless halls. The Lady of Dreams smiled, not triumphantly, not knowingly, simply, gently, as though she had been waiting for Evelyn to discover that answer herself. Then something unexpected happened. Far across the library, a single book began glowing brighter than all the others. Not silver, not gold, white, pure white. The light spread across entire shelves, across entire aisles, until it became impossible to ignore. Evelyn stared. "What book is that?" For the first time, the Lady of Dreams seemed hesitant. A rare sadness touched her eyes, and when she finally spoke, her voice was almost a whisper. "That book does not belong here." A chill moved through Evelyn's chest. "What do you mean?" The woman looked toward the glowing book, then answered, "That is the life you are living now." Evelyn frowned. "My life?" The Lady of Dreams nodded. "Every book here represents a path you did not choose." The white book continued, glowing brighter, warmer, alive. "But that one," the woman paused, "is still being written." The words struck Evelyn like lightning. She stared at the glowing book, unable to speak. Because suddenly, she understood something extraordinary. Every other book was finished, its story complete, its ending already known, but her life, her actual life, the life she spent years doubting, still contained unwritten chapters. Unseen miracles, unknown joys, unexpected beginnings. The future remained alive. Tears filled Evelyn's eyes, not from sadness, from relief. For years, she had treated her life as though it were already decided, already judged, already compared against better versions. But standing inside the library of Unlived Lives, she finally saw the truth. Her life was not a mistake, it was a story. And stories are not measured by roads never taken. They are measured by what we do with the road beneath our feet. The Lady of Dreams stepped closer, then gently touched the glowing white book, and whispered, "Stop mourning chapters that were never meant to be written." The library fell silent. Because some truths arrive not as answers, but as freedom. The white book continued glowing softly, like a living heartbeat, like a future that had not yet decided what it wanted to become. Evelyn stood motionless before it. The endless shelves around her seemed different now, less intimidating, less tragic, almost beautiful, because for the first time, she no longer saw them as reminders of what she had lost. She saw them as proof of something else, proof that life is made of choices, and every choice carries value, even the imperfect ones, especially the imperfect ones. The Lady of Dreams stood quietly beside her, watching, as though another awakening had finally begun. At last, Evelyn turned toward the Lady of Dreams. "There is something I still don't understand." The woman smiled softly, then asked. Evelyn looked around the impossible library, at the endless books, the countless lives, the infinite choices. Then she asked, "Why does this place exist?" Silence drifted between them. The floating lanterns moved gently overhead. And when the Lady of Dreams finally answered, her voice felt older than the stars themselves, because human beings have always believed happiness lives somewhere else. The words echoed through the library, like a truth spoken across centuries. The Lady of Dreams slowly walked between the shelves, running her fingers lightly across the books. People believe happiness exists in another city. Another shelf glowed, in another relationship. Another shelf illuminated, in another career. More books shimmered, in another version of themselves. The library brightened around them. Then she stopped, and turned back, toward Evelyn. But happiness is not hidden inside another life. The endless books became still. It can only be found inside the life you are willing to fully live. A deep silence followed, the kind of silence that changes a person forever. Evelyn looked toward the glowing white book, her book, the unfinished one, the living one, and suddenly, she no longer wanted to open the others. Because for the first time, she felt curious about her own future. Not afraid, not regretful, curious. The realization surprised her. For years, she had looked backward. Now, for the first time, she looked forward. The Lady of Dreams noticed, and smiled. A smile filled with quiet pride, as though she had witnessed this transformation many times before, yet still found it beautiful. Every single time. Then something unexpected happened. The library began fading. Slowly the shelves dissolved into silver mist. The lanterns became stars. The floors transformed into moonlight. The books disappeared one by one, returning to wherever forgotten possibilities go. Evelyn felt a sudden ache, not because she feared losing the library, because she knew what came next. The Lady of Dreams was leaving, again, just as she always did. The woman stepped closer. Moonlight shimmered across her silver white silk. The galaxies inside her eyes seemed endless, and yet, there was sadness there too. The sadness of every farewell. "Evelyn," the Lady of Dreams spoke softly, perhaps for the final time. "Yes." The woman touched her heart gently, then pointed toward Evelyn's. "The greatest story in this library," she paused, "was never on a shelf." Evelyn felt tears forming again. The Lady of Dreams smiled. "It was always inside you." The silver mist swirled around them. The stars brightened overhead, and then the woman stepped backward, slowly, gracefully, returning to the place between dreams and memory. Between endings and beginnings, between who we are and who we may still become. The next morning, Evelyn woke beside the rain-covered window. The city remained unchanged. The traffic, the buildings, the familiar skyline. Everything looked exactly the same, and yet, nothing felt the same. She stood slowly, walked toward the glass, and smiled. not because all her questions had been answered, but because they no longer controlled her. Beyond the clouds, the future waited, unwritten, alive, and for the first time in years, Evelyn was excited to meet it. If this story touched something inside you, perhaps you've spent time wondering about roads not taken to. But remember, the most important chapter is not the one that might have been. It's the one you're still writing. If you enjoyed this journey through the library of unlived lives, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Within She Rises for more powerful stories of awakening, resilience, transformation, and the hidden mysteries of the human soul. And tell us in the comments, if you could read one book from the library of unlived lives, would you? Until next time, keep rising.